Yeah, we back like we never left. We got another scary video reaction. Three terrifying real former police officer horror stories. Now this is gonna be a good one, cause police probably seen some crazy ish. You feel me? Like that's scary, bro. Being a police officer could be scary. Let's check it out. Let's get it. Let's go.
Negative K, nothing further, just kitty campy in the corner.
I was a state trooper for 25 years, and through the years, I experienced it all. Or at least that's what I thought at the time.
I'm scared.
This happened quite a few years back. I was on night patrol on an interstate at about 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, because this stuff could be scary. Because you don't, bro. You could literally get called to like a murder for real, and then it's like the murderer is now trying to murder you.
Now, I don't know if you guys know what the show Cops is, but
Nope,
basically
I don't
it's
know.
where cameramen would follow around real cops, filming everything that goes down. The episodes would consist of a compilation of the most interesting clips. The show's insanely popular, but unfortunately nowadays new episodes are no longer made. Back then, however, I was lucky enough to actually be featured on the show. Even though I didn't show up in many episodes, I still thought it was really cool.
That's dope.
This
Good for you,
night
man.
was one of the nights I had a cameraman following me around for the show. I remember his name was Joe, and was honestly a pretty
Yo,
down-to-earth
can you stay
guy.
centered?
Anyway, I would usually have my
Gosh.
car parked near a bush to hide myself from the view of oncoming speeding cars.
And now you're not
But
focused.
at this hour, I didn't really ever try to hide too much. I remember we were just driving down the interstate. Now, I didn't work in the best area. There were a decent amount of abandoned buildings visible from the road. And because of this, I adopted into my nightly routine to enter the parking lots of them, as they were hotspots for drug activity. One in particular.
That's too odd, bro. There's some rookies for real. If I'm doing all that, I'm not going there because that's too obvious for real. Like, if you're gonna be selling all that, you gotta stay low, 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 low.
Was an abandoned gas station building. The exit for it was coming up, so
Where does the gas go in the gas station? Is there just like a huge underground like pit, like pool of gas under? And how does they transport it out there?
I figured I might as well
It's
check
a
it
lot
out.
of gas.
Joe started filming, and as we pulled up, we could both clearly see a
That's
flashlight
creepy.
moving around in the building. I pulled into the parking lot and put the car in park. At this point, I was almost positive some sort of drug deal was going on inside, as I could still see the flashlight moving around.
Or
But
something
a part of me hesitated,
worse.
as there were no other cars in the parking lot. I also realized if there was a drug deal going on, there would have been at least 2 flashlights visible from the outside of the building. I figured either way I'd have to investigate. I went
Maybe somebody's just investigating in there.
over to the cruiser's speaker, yelling out police and explaining how whoever was inside needed to exit the building immediately. Though, right as I did this, the flashlight from inside turned off.
Yeah, no shit. Like what? What do you think's gonna happen? That's on, bro. Honestly, that was pretty dumb of him to do that. I'm walking in there and I'm gonna act all cool like I'm not a police officer. I'm gonna act all cool. And then he'll reveal himself. But now this dude feels threatened. Bro, you put yourself in a bad spot.
It was now eerily silent. I decided I'd have no choice but to enter the building.
Imagine the cameraman, he's just chilling there like he's just like when the cameraman just like witnessing the police shoot at the guy. He's just sitting there like just doesn't even help him. The police officer's getting attacked. He's just sitting there like recording him. He just does nothing. He just sits there recording.
To get whoever was inside to leave. So I did.
This is a
I
good
got
shot.
out of the cruiser
This
and
one's gonna
proceeded
be
to
good
walk
on the
towards
series.
wide open front
yeah,
door
just the
with Joe
one.
and his camera not far behind me.
Joe's
As I
just
approached,
sitting
I couldn't
there
help
like
but notice a
he's making sure
terrible
to get all the
smell.
angles right.
It was as if an animal died in there.
So there's a
It had been in
murder.
there for at least a week. I peeked inside with my flashlight, once again yelling out police. Now, This gas station was small, so any sound could pretty much be heard from anywhere in the building. I stayed quiet for a second, just listening.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If you have oh, that actually scared me. If you have headphones on, you know what I just heard. Oh, that actually came out. I thought something was in my room. I just got scared, bruh.
That's when I swear I could hear what sounded like something being dragged across the
Yeah, where the body's in.
floor from the other side of the building.
Wait, what could it be?
Who's there?
I got no response.
Yeah! No, is this dude stupid? Who's there? Like, he's not gonna respond to you, idiot.
I walked inside the building, and in one of the back rooms, I could see what looked like a figure. I shined my flashlight in the figure's direction, but right as I did, whoever it was bolted and eventually left through a back exit. I started chasing after the guy, but as soon as I exited the same back exit, I didn't see anything.
You ate too much donuts that day, my brother.
Almost the whole area was surrounded by a cornfield, so there
Well, he's hiding.
was no way I was going to find this guy. But I figured I had to try. I ran out in some random direction.
Joe's just sitting there like... Joe don't get paid enough for this.
But stopped only after a few seconds, realizing it was pointless. Defeated, and still confused as to why the guy ran, Joe and I went back to the gas station. But what we found left behind made it perfectly clear. There, in the back room, we found the lifeless remains of a dead body. I immediately called for backup, explaining the situation.
Okay. Bro, that's different. I don't know, bro. That actually sucks. Because like this person could have literally just been an innocent person. Literally did absolutely nothing. Was the best person in the world. Was the most kind-hearted. Did so many good things, yet they're gone. Damn.
Unfortunately, the guy responsible was
Or it could have been somebody they hated. I don't know.
never found, and the body itself couldn't be identified. For obvious
Did they burn it?
reasons, what we caught on video that night was never used in the final show.
Why not? Joe's just sitting there recording the body. Okay, I can't be laughing at that, but Joe's just like recording the body. Let me zoom in on that. Okay, pause. Pause. Pre-pause. Let me zoom in on that. Pause, bruh.
I'm 22, and recently became a highway patrol officer. I would usually patrol less busy highways, and like I said, I was just recently hired, so in terms of experience, I didn't have much. I'm not gonna lie, the first few weeks were kinda stressful, especially considering us patrol officers almost always worked in one-officer cars. Though, at this point, being about 3 months in, I was a lot more comfortable with the job.
This what's up?
I almost always worked night hours, usually from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. At first, I thought it was annoying, but the more I did it, the more I realized why. I would give out countless tickets to the late-night reckless drivers, way more than I would in the day hours. Anyway, I
El Cap.
was driving down the highways like I usually would. It was around 2 a.m. on a Thursday, and was honestly pretty dead. I kept the car at a steady 65 miles per hour. These highways were almost completely covered by forest.
I kept
so
it
I would
at a
always try to
steady
go at a slower
65.
pace in case a deer jumped out in front of me. I was driving for around 10 minutes, and I hadn't even seen another car. Usually,
That's scary. Like those roads where you just see nobody.
I'd have at least one car pass every 30 seconds or so,
Wait, what? That's actually weird.
even at this time of night. As I'm rounding another bend, I noticed a vehicle with its hazard lights on, maybe a quarter mile ahead of me. It was some sort of sedan, dark colored, and was angled to where only part of it was on the shoulder, while the rest of it was jutted out onto the road. As I got closer,
Comprehending.
I noticed the driver's side door was flung wide open, meaning it was pretty much covering the whole lane. I obviously couldn't ignore this. I pulled up behind the vehicle, radioed in I'd found some vehicle with its hazards on, and got out. I walked up to the car with my
It's a trap!
flashlight, inside light of the car was on, but nobody was inside. I instantly realized how weird the whole situation was. I mean, the keys were still in the car, with the engine still on, but nobody was around.
Hell?
I flashed the light of my flashlight all around, but I couldn't see anything except trees. Hello? Is anyone there? About a minute passed with no response. I was about to radio in the situation when I saw something. I looked near the tree line, and I could see a man in a mask just looking at me.
Bro! No. My heart would literally plummet.
Not like
Bruh.
a face mask for COVID, or a ski mask, or anything normal, but one of those masks you would see in the Purge movies. I instantly raised my flashlight and reacted.
Like. Hold up. No, that's actually. Oh my gosh. This. Oh my gosh, bruh. Imagine seeing that. Y'all, imagine seeing this, bruh. You literally. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this one's kind of goofy. But, what's the one, bro? Like this. Oh, or that. Or this. Oh my gosh. I'm up out of there. Oh my gosh. From that cop, I'm up out of there. That's bad.
With my other hand holding onto my gun in my belt.
Bro's literally just. Bro, he's probably in a trap, but bro's just staring at him.
But as I did, it revealed at least 3 or 4 other men all
Oh! Get out of there. No. I'm running 4 flat. Right up out of there. Back to my car. Skirt. Driving right off.
just looking at me. All of them were wearing masks and holding onto weapons. Some just baseball bats, but others had guns with
Guns? No. Oh my gosh. Yo. Do y'all think they're the people in the car and they just did this to come and scare people? Or do y'all think their group killed the person that was ever in the car? Oh, bro, what if they just stood out in the middle of the road? The car had to stop. And then they just GTA styled opened the door. And then they just killed the dude and left.
one even having a full-on pump-action shotgun.
No. Who are these people? Bro's got a pump. He's gonna 200 pump him. Double pump.
I pulled my gun from my belt, now aiming it at them, informing
No,
them to
run!
drop their weapons.
Run!
But, of course, not a single one did. I was now
Run.
slowly inching back towards my car, still aiming my gun in their direction. I honestly felt sick to my stomach. I was terrified, and my heart was beating out of my chest.
What is that?
That's when I could hear the clear sound of rustling in the tree line behind me.
Nah, get up out of there. 4 flat, I'm telling you, bro. 4 flat me.
At that point, I'd had enough and broke all character of being a police officer. I full-on sprinted back to my cruiser and booked it out of there.
Yeah.
As I did, I noticed at least 7 people total on each side of the road, all in the tree line with masks on. A few seconds down
Who are these people and why are they so sick?
the road, and I requested immediate backup. But I knew I was pretty far out, and it would take at least a few minutes for anyone to arrive.
Don't go back there, bro.
Finally, after a while, a few cruisers arrived, and I proceeded to show them where it all happened. But as we showed up, there was nothing.
Yeah, obviously
The
they
car
did.
was gone.
Yeah,
There was no
obviously.
sign of anyone nearby, except the tire tracks on the side of the road they left behind. The whole situation ended up becoming a big deal, and for the next few weeks we would have at least 2 or 3 officers within close proximity of the area. As far as I know, nothing further ever ended up happening. I still look back at the experience, and feel if I responded differently, those guys would have been caught. But no, I ran like a coward.
Nah, he's in the right, bro. You tell me you got 7 with weapons. With a pump shotgun. Oh, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Anybody's up out of there. I don't care who you are. Oh, I'm running. Oh, I'm running. I don't blame you for that, bruh. Oh.
And now I have to live with that for the rest of my life.
No, I don't care who you are.
I still don't know whether those guys were a gang, cult, or something else. But either way, they're still out there.
Maybe they were just like teenagers trying to scare people. I don't know.
And that's all because of me.
But, bro, that's sick if you're doing that. Bro's sitting there with a pump like. That's how bro's sitting there with the pump light. So, story. Twice.
When I was 17, my mom had a job that required her to be out of town a lot. And because of this, my dad would often take me out to eat for a good part of my teen years. I remember one night we both decided to go to Pizza Hut for dinner. It was around 7 p.m., and my dad had just finished up his shift at work. Back then, my dad worked as a police officer, and at least at the time would work pretty normal hours. Anyways, we went to Pizza Hut and got our usual. On our way back home...
When's the last time y'all ate at Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut? Actually, that used to be like bigger, but to be honest, bro, best pizza. Domino's. Shake up.
Home. I
Domino's
remember we were
on
pretty
top.
deep into a conversation, though I don't remember what it was about. After a while, I noticed my dad wasn't really responding anymore. We were fairly close to our house, but still on main roads before we needed to turn into our neighborhood.
Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
At first, I thought he just lost interest, but I glanced across and noticed he was permanently looking in the rearview mirror. I asked him what was up, and he mentioned how the car behind us had been following us ever since we left the Pizza Hut parking lot.
Press him. If you want to find out if he's really following you, 4 right turns, drive to a police station, or just press his ass.
I remember glancing behind us, and sure enough, some blacked out SUV was tailgating us.
That pissed me off.
My dad mentioned how we needed to verify if this car was actually following us.
So we take
He
4 right
proceeded
turns.
to pull into the next street and do a few turns just to get back onto the main road. I will never forget that feeling, that sinking feeling, as I watched the car sharply turn back behind ours. Now, it was around 9
What do
p.m.
they
on a
want?
weekday, so there weren't that many cars on the road. The car behind us then put its high beams on.
Shoot his ass. Please, bro.
And at that point, my
Who
dad
is
was
this?
completely focused.
This was a dick.
He had fully shut me out, putting all his attention into losing whoever was following us. A few minutes of this went by, when he told me to grab his phone from his pocket, call someone in his contacts, and put it on speaker. My hands were shaking at this point. I could barely press the buttons. I remember a cheerful voice answered. But before the guy...
Hey, how are you doing? Somebody's following us. Okay.
could say anything else, my dad quickly summarized the situation. There was a pause.
This dude seems
and I
teed
could hear
up.
voices
He's locked
speaking in the
in.
background, along with radio beeping sounds. My dad was yelling at me to keep naming the streets we were on to the guy on the phone, as at that point my dad was still randomly turning down different streets, trying to lose the car behind us.
Shoot him. Look out your window. Just like that.
Okay, turn into Tesco car park. It's coming up on your left. We've got 3 response vehicles coming in from the other direction.
Ooh, shoot his tires then.
My dad responded, and as we swung into the near empty car park with the car behind us still in close pursuit, blue and red lights quickly surrounded us in what felt like all directions. The
Get
sound
him!
of sirens
Get
was
him!
deafening. My dad bolted out of the car and ran in some direction. After a few minutes of shouting, the driver's side door swung open. My dad got in and calmly started driving away. As we turned around in the car park, back towards the entrance, I could see the police surrounding the vehicle that had been following us. Yeah! And 3 men, in what looked like to be their late 20s, were handcuffed leaning over the car.
What
On
did they
our way
want?
home, my dad told me everything. He explained that he was on a drugs team that dealt with the interception of large shipments of drugs that were being transferred across the country, something I hadn't known until that point. He continued by saying people would lose a lot of money when they were caught, and some didn't like that, which sometimes resulted in specific officers being targeted. My dad would quit his job as a police officer a few years later, though he admits this was by far his most disturbing experience.
Bro, that would be a scary field to work in. Nah, that would actually be. Bro, 'cause think about that, 'cause yeah, those dudes don't play, bruh. Those dudes don't play. Damn, he was about to get jumped up. Hey, luckily this is a W
Especially
driver.
considering I was along to witness
What are they, idiots? Like, are they stupid? What do you think was gonna happen?
it.
Hey, W, those are actually pretty scary, but haha, that was another scary video.